Yeah, I think the big thing I'm chasing today is what's going on with Bruce Boudreau and the Vancouver Canucks, as he has been hung out to dry and waggling on the line for the last number of months. Just theater of the bizarre in Vancouver. And you heard the report on Saturday from Elliot Friedman saying if they make a coaching change, or frankly when, that Rick Tocchet will be the guy. There's definitely something up between Tocchet and the Canucks. I think they've had a number of conversations going back weeks now, that I think this has all leaked out to the point where they wanted to wait, I think, until All-Star break or the bye week in order to make changes like this, and frankly may not have a choice given the information that's been out there and floating around about Bruce Boudreau and his job security, which just, again, wacky. Like, since when has it been openly speculated? Not just this guy is losing his job, but we already know who the next guy is and have for a while now. That I've covered this league a long time now. I don't remember ever seeing anything like this quite play out.
Is it the Canucks' fault, though, that it's out there? If they're not happy with how the team's performing and they're thinking of making a coaching change, sorry, Rhett, and then it gets out that they're looking at the next guy. He's under contract. They are paying him. I don't know. I get it, but I also wonder what else is Vancouver supposed to do?
Then cut the cord. Like, what? Like, how hard is this? If you're going to end up paying the guy anyway, what's the difference?
You don't embarrass him. That's the difference.
Well, unless Tocchet can't just yet, or unless there are circumstances that you don't know,
then you keep it quiet, right? Out of respect for the guy.
That was my question. Is this a disrespectful type of thing that's going on? Like,
100%.
Feels like it to me. Yeah.
It's been for months now. Like, people have been openly speculating, not if, when. And it's like, it's been this sort of game of chicken, it feels like. Is Bruce Boudreau just going to come in and quit because he's had enough? That's what they'd want him to do, I think. But he's like, no, you got to pay me. And that's what I think has sort of been the push and pull behind the scenes of, like, there's no love lost. The president of Hockey Ops was out there a couple weeks in on After Hours saying how unstructured and undisciplined this team is, and he knew it right from training camp. Well, then, like, what are you waiting for? Make the change. Just there's only one right way to treat people, and that's it.
But how can it be Bruce, there it is chance a year ago? I mean, that's just the fans to these guys saying it's completely unstructured and just terrible and awful, and this guy doesn't know what he's like. He hasn't been there that long, has he? Like, I don't understand how this plays out. Or plays.
I think it speaks to how dysfunctional it is, right?
Yeah, who's dysfunctional?
It's the owner down.
It starts at the top with ownership, and then it festers from there. It gets worse and worse. Everyone knows shit runs downhill. And you have a coach that came in last year, 659 hockey is what they played. I don't think anyone is doubting that Bruce Boudreau is a good coach, but you also have to remember the timeline of how this all unfolded. Bruce Boudreau was hired before Jim Rutherford, before Patrick Allvin, and he was hired directly by the owner. And so when you have this play out, a GM and president of Hockey Ops that inherit a coach, it feels like it never works out.
And from the top down, like, it's okay. There's questions about the owner, including like his own children accusing him of behavior that's not appropriate. You have an AGM that's now not with the club, that is engaged legally with the club. There's a question of whether it's Jim Rutherford or Patrick Allvin that's making decisions. Why did it take so long for a vote of confidence for Bruce Boudreau? Their captain's a free agent and seems to be on his way out. They committed to JT Miller, who doesn't seem to be getting along with Elias Pettersson, who, oh, by the way, is out of a contract soon. This is the most dysfunctional organization in hockey right now.
You didn't even throw in the Tanner Pearson injury in the investigation that they've launched internally, which is he's had 3 surgeries, needs 1 or 2 more. And they're like, well, hold on a second. We were unaware of there being issues. Like, how, what? So that's right now, actually, is when the press conference is supposed to be starting between the Canucks, Jim Rutherford explaining this Tanner Pearson internal review. And I'm like, is this going to be anything more than the old Spider-Man meme where, like, everyone's just pointing at each other? Like, what are we doing here if that's your internal review?